Tonight on KPBS Evening Edition, a proposal to move San Diego City Hall to the waterfront could get some traction. We look at the idea in a KPBS iNews Source investigation. Costs keep rising for the San Onofre nuclear power plant, and there may not be a fix for the troubled steam generators that shut it down. And does campaign advertising have you confused? We'll show you some smartphone apps that are supposed to sort through the claims. KPBS Evening Edition starts now.
KPBS Evening Edition is made possible by Joan and Erwin Jacobs and by
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Dwayne Brown is off tonight. I'm Eric Anderson. When the next mayor of San Diego takes office, he'll have to figure out where to house more than 2,000 city employees. Right now, they're working in rundown buildings or scattered in rented office space with leases that are expiring soon. Our KPBS iNews Source Investigations desk has learned that one of the city's most powerful developers would like to see City Hall move to his waterfront development. At least one mayoral candidate suggests it be an option. Investigations producer Joannepherion has more.
Doug Manchester has been involved in major waterfront developments in downtown San Diego for decades. He's made most of his money building high-end hotels, and in the past year he bought the county's 2 major newspapers. But at age 70, one of Manchester's most ambitious visions has yet to be realized, developing 8 blocks of prime waterfront land, the old Navy Broadway complex, situated between the Star of India and Seaport Village. It's a billion-dollar deal that includes a new Navy headquarters, hotels, stores, open space, and 3 office buildings. And now it's being eyed by some as the future home of a new city hall.
I think the potential would be there, and certainly from a visionary standpoint, it would be off the charts cool.
That's Perry Deely. He's a development consultant and is Manchester's point man on the project. Cool factor aside, securing City Hall as a tenant in the development could also attract investors to the project. Deely says Manchester's been contemplating the idea for about 4 or 5 years. In fact, the investigations desk learned Manchester asked Mayor Jerry Sanders back in 2009 to consider moving city operations to his waterfront development. Phil Rath is the mayor's former deputy director of policy and was in the meeting.
The result of the meeting was, thanks for bringing that to our attention, but we have another plan.
Back then, the city council was trying to deal with a crumbling city hall and a bunch of expensive leases. Charles Black was hired by the city in 2009 to negotiate with the developer to build a new civic center, but a proposal never made it to the voters.
All the city did when they pulled back from this discussion was defer the issue. Because the fact of the matter is, when you look at those buildings where we house our city employees, you know it's just a temporary solution.
So now it will be up to the new mayor and council to come up with a long-term solution. Council member and mayoral candidate Carl DeMaio has financial and political ties to Doug Manchester and is endorsed by his newspaper. DeMaio supports Manchester's Navy Broadway development, but is adamantly against building a new city hall. Would he locate city employees to the waterfront? When we asked DeMaio on Monday, he said no. You don't support building a city hall there, but would you consider moving employees into leased office space at that location?
No, I think that we have a great opportunity to get really good discounts on existing leases.
When we asked again on Wednesday, his campaign had a different response. Quote, "It is accurate to say that Carl DeMaio has suggested that this proposal, along with many others, be studied, considered as possible options." DeMaio's campaign provided that statement when pressed by the investigations desk about comments he made at a meeting with downtown business people in July. Councilmember Todd Gloria was at the meeting and recalls DeMaio being asked about a new city hall.
And he ended his answer by suggesting that the city should consider relocating City Hall to a future waterfront office building at the Navy Broadway complex.
Mayoral candidate and Congressman Bob Filner supports building a new city hall, but he opposes the Navy Broadway project because he says it blocks access to the bay. The development has been tied up in litigation and has yet to get the green light from the California Coastal Commission. As for Manchester, he says he still likes the idea of a waterfront city hall, but it's premature to talk about future tenants. He's not worried about attracting investors to the project. He's offering something even more valuable than the city as a tenant.
There's not a lot of office space downtown that's on the waterfront. Matter of fact, there's zero. So we do hold the key to some incredible opportunity for some of the existing tenants in the downtown market to move to the waterfront.
Whether that key will be to a new city hall will be decided sometime after the election.
Investigative news source reporter Brooke Williams co-reported the story. You can read more at kpbs.org. Congressman and mayoral candidate Bob Filner held a news conference today in response to our story. He questioned Doug Manchester's motives for supporting Carl DeMaio's candidacy.
I want people to know that when we connect the dots here, we see that the biggest developer in San Diego, the publisher of our newspaper, has millions of dollars invested in the mayor's race to save his billion-dollar development.
After that news conference, a spokesman for Carl DeMaio said Filner is promoting a wacky conspiracy theory. He said DeMaio has been opposed to a new city hall, but he also said DeMaio is always open to listening to new ideas. He says our story is not inaccurate, but he considers it irrelevant. The bill keeps climbing at the San Onofre nuclear power plant. New documents from Southern California Edison show the long-running shutdown has cost the plant operator more than $300 million. $96 million has gone to repairs and inspections. Another $221 million has been spent on replacement power. The total so far, $317 million and climbing. The plant has been shut down since January because of problems with its steam generators. Edison says it's not clear if those units can be fixed, and replacing them could take years. The company's waiting for federal regulators to decide on its plan to restart the Unit 2 reactor at reduced power. The U.S. military is staging an airlift to get help to areas devastated by Superstorm Sandy. Planes loaded with power company trucks took off this morning from March Air Reserve Base in Riverside. 40 San Diego gas and electric workers were part of the airlift. Everything was loaded onto 17 cargo planes and flown to an Air National Guard base in New York. More than 4 million homes on the East Coast are still without power tonight. A new poll shows support for Governor Jerry Brown's tax measure has slipped below the majority needed for it to pass. The field poll found 48% of voters supporting Proposition 30, 38% oppose it, and 14% of voters are still undecided. Prop 30 would raise the sales tax and income taxes for the wealthiest Californians. The same poll also looked at support for a competing measure. Proposition 38 would raise taxes for nearly all Californians on a sliding scale. 49% of voters are opposed to 38. It's supported by 34% of those surveyed. California's technical education and job readiness programs stand to benefit if Proposition 30 passes. State Schools Chief Tom Torlakson is on tour to promote the programs and the proposition. Becky Pico caught up with him earlier today.
California State Superintendent of Public Instruction Tom Torlakson visited Patrick Henry High School today to campaign for Prop 30 and promote a pilot program called Strong Schools for a Strong Economy. Tom Torlakson, welcome to Evening Edition. Now, earlier today, you dropped by Patrick Henry High School, in part because they have quite a technical education program. What did you see there?
Well, I saw a shining example of what's best in California education. We saw engaged students, articulate, working in teams, communicating well, hands-on, doing problem solving. One was a career academy in engineering, and another was a career academy in human development, careers in childcare or teaching.
And these are kind of examples, as you mentioned, of the Strong School, Strong Economy program. It's supposed to better prepare students for the 21st century workforce. How does it do that, or how is it supposed to do that?
Well, they get to do hands-on, and the engineers, the students who will become our future engineers, have CAD computer-aided drawing. They have computers that have these cool programs. They're learning the art of engineering and architecture, and they have hands-on experience. So this is what employers are looking for. Teamwork also, and the students understand why they have to do the math and the science, because it all fits into a career pathway. There's purpose.
How different is this from, let's say, college prep programs, or also some vocational schools, dare I say, from years past?
Sure. Well, this is more integrated. So you do look at the cross-disciplinary skills. Instead of in a silo, you just study math in an abstract way. You study applied mathematics. In science, you study physics and chemistry as it relates to green energy, sustainable energy, carbon cycles, global warming. So it fits everything together. Your literature and readings also tie in thematically to the career pathway that your academy is in.
Immersed in this tour, statewide tour, you've been talking to parents and teachers about Proposition 31 and kind of linking it to this type of program, I mean, Prop 30, excuse me. What is your message about that?
Well, I say Prop 30 is a way to reinvest in our schools. About a year and a half ago, Californians were paying another $5 to $6 billion in taxes, and we're just saying restore that money. That money went sunset, stopped. We desperately need those funds. Schools have lost 25% of their funding and face another 10% of their funding to be eliminated. Programs like I saw today could be dismantled. It would be a tragic consequences. They're talking about around the state school year being shortened by 2, 3, or 4 weeks. That's unthinkable.
Yes, San Diego Unified, I spoke with them, and they're making provisions on that. I want to say in an earlier interview about Prop 30, we spoke with Chris Cate with the San Diego County Taxpayers Association. He advised rejecting both Prop 30 and Prop 38. Let's listen.
We already have the second highest income tax rate in the country. We have the highest sales tax rate in the country. And if the education priority, they should focus on that rather than wasting time, energy, and money on things like high-speed rail or other pet projects that they want to get done.
So basically he was saying that, you know, this is money that this is special interest, basically, this pet project. How do you respond to criticism that these projects are pet projects?
Well, I want to say what our special project is our kids. It's the 6 million students. It's the students in our San Diego schools. They need help. No matter what you think of the budget process in Sacramento, we're a fairly modest, middle-of-the-pack taxing state, but we're just saying restore the money we used to invest just a year and a half ago into our schools. Just bring us back to that level to hold us through till the economy gets better. We're a disgraceful 47th in the nation in per-pupil spending. This school district in San Diego City area is getting about $6,000 per pupil. Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, they're at $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 per pupil. Their test scores are higher, their results are stronger because they're putting their money in. They're investing in our kids.
All right. Unfortunately, we are out of time. I want to let viewers know that they can listen to an extended interview with you on our website, kpbs.org. State Superintendent of Schools, Tom Torlakson, thanks so much for talking with us.
Thank you, Peggy.
The Democrats on the San Diego City Council came out strong today in defense of Councilwoman Sherry Lightner. Lightner is running for re-election against businessman Ray Ellis. KPBS reporter Katie Orr joins us now from the newsroom. She says the race is getting heated. Katie, what happened today?
Well, Lightner is facing Republican, as you mentioned, challenger Ray Ellis in the race to represent San Diego's Council District 1. During the race, Ellis has accused Lightner of awarding millions of dollars in bonuses to city workers who found more efficient ways to do their jobs. The program was called Bid to Goal. Now, surrounded by her fellow council Democrats, Lightner lashed out at Ellis, saying he's distorting her record and fighting dirty. And Lightner's colleagues called Ellis a liar and a bully.
So did she vote to award the bonuses?
Well, Lightner voted to end the Bid to Goal program in 2009, shortly after she was first elected. Voice of San Diego examined Ellis's claim in depth and found it to be false. Still, in a statement, Ellis's campaign maintained Sherry Lightner had a chance to act on the issue in early 2009 and didn't, and that she continued to approve tens of millions of dollars in her bid to goal payments. District 1 is the only council seat that has yet to be decided.
KPBS Metro reporter Katie Orr. As the election nears, you may have noticed campaign ads have become less antagonistic and more emotional. Peggy Pico finds out if the tug-at-your-heartstring ads really work.
The airways are being bombarded with political ads days before the election, but the most recent ads appear to be pushing the boundaries in taste and in truth. Here to talk about the surge of eyebrow-raising campaign ads are Carl Luna, political science professor at Mesa College, and Voice of San Diego managing editor Sarah Libby. Thank you both for being here. Carl, I want to start with you. We're about to see some clips of some of these sort of questionable ads. Put it in context for us, the shift from issue to, I would say, sob story. Is this typical at this time in the election?
Yeah, all through a campaign, you want to establish a narrative that the candidate's a nice guy, your opponent's not quite as nice. But you argue the issues, you argue the intellectual. When you're this close, as you find the mayors and congressional races that we've been looking at, people are simply going to have to appeal to emotion if you're going to try to get those undecided voters in the game.
And Sarah, the clip we're about to see, this first one, is from Congressman Bilbray. It was the centerpiece of one of your stories in The Voice. Let's take a look at it.
I'm Brianna Bilbray, and I have terminal cancer. My dad's work might not save my life, but it could save thousands of others.
I'm Brian Bilbray, and I approve this ad because some things are more important than politics.
So Sarah says some things are more important than politics, but his party line votes are against pretty much health care reform, and that would impact these things that are more important as far as when it comes to health. Tell us about that.
It would. Ultimately, it is political. He said that he opposes the Affordable Care Act. He also supports it being overturned, and he wants to fund skin cancer research by using this tanning salon tax that's contained in the Affordable Care Act. So he needs it to do what he's saying he'll do in that ad, and it's unclear where the funding for that research would come from without the health care reform.
Okay, we're going to take a look at another ad, and this one is from mayoral candidate Carl DeMaio's campaign targeting his rival Bob Filner.
I deal with frustrated travelers every day, but I never came across anyone like Bob Filner. He was angry. His actions toward me were scary and hostile. I'll never forget, he told me, "You can't stop me." I was afraid for my safety. Worst of all, he said it never happened.
Carl, if you don't know the backstory on this, this sounds a whole lot like this woman was assaulted, especially her in comments like this never happened. What really is she talking about?
Bob Filner was a bit of a jerk in a TSA line trying to get baggage that he wanted to get, and he went where it wasn't supposed to go. It's not behavior you applaud. I'm sure many of us going through TSA lines and the rest have felt that way on occasion. But you took what was an incident of somebody not at their best, and you're spinning it into something far more sinister.
Is it okay, Sarah, let me ask you, that this wasn't specific? Is this targeting women?
I think it's very strategic that it wasn't specific, because if you don't know what she's talking about, the insinuation is that there was some sort of assault or that something sexual took place.
Do you think it's targeting women?
I think it could be, because it's a very deeply emotional ad and you really feel for this woman and want to vote against whoever did something terrible to her.
Okay, let's take a look at our final clip here, and this is from the Filner campaign targeting DeMaio, his opponent's voting record.
Our father was San Diego police officer Chris Wilson.
When he was killed in the line of duty, our lives were forever changed. So you can imagine how we felt when Carl DeMaio voted not once but twice against death benefits for families of slain police officers.
It wasn't personal. He was just trying to score political points.
But it felt personal to us.
Okay, very emotional, Carl. We've got Amazing Grace playing in the background. The rest of the ad had a gun salute. How effective is this sort of ad?
Well, this ad is trying to show you that Bob Filner's opponent, Carl DeMaio, doesn't like cops. He's not sympathetic to widows and all. You're playing another negative emotional card. It's almost identical to one that was run in support of Nathan Fletcher in the primary election, and that didn't particularly help Nathan Fletcher. An ad like this is problematic. It might sway a few votes, but you risk a backlash for looking like you're just pushing your opponent on something you shouldn't be.
All right, unfortunately, we are out of time. Voice of San Diego, Sarah Libby, and political science professor Carl Luna. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Thank you.
Now, if you need some help making sense of campaign ads, there are lots of smartphone apps out there to help you do it. We get a look at some of them from Warren Levinson of the Associated Press.
The hyperconnectivity of the information age is not only helping Americans better understand the issues in the upcoming election, it's also making for an easier time at the polling station.
First, we create 1 million new manufacturing jobs and help businesses double their exports.
Left and the future of our country is at stake.
Political ads are a big part of today's information deluge. Checking the validity of the messages and understanding who's behind them has never been easier. Super PAC app is a smartphone application that's taken on a key role in helping voters make educated decisions.
When a presidential ad comes on, you load it up, you hit the big button in the middle, and it listens to the ad, and then it identifies it and tells you who's behind it, how much money they've raised, what claims they're making, or the claims based on any facts at all.
The app also links users to fact-check information on the ads.
We rely on organizations that are professional fact-checkers like factcheck.org, PolitiFact, and we also rely on trusted, large news outlets that also are committed to nonpartisan journalism.
Online voting applications like Blue Byte and Elect Protect are helping to take out the guesswork when it comes to the actual voting process.
The app really gives a voter everything she needs to know to vote on Election Day. Their registration status, her polling location and directions to her polling place location, an FAQ that gives her information on early vote deadlines and absentee information, what ID she needs to bring, what happens if she moves.
The Elect Protect app is also a conduit for support. If users feel they have an issue they cannot resolve at the polls, they can use it to contact legal professionals who will then assist voters on site. Warren Levinson, Associated Press.
You can take the KPBS voter guide with you to the polls on your smartphone. It breaks down the big races and measures into clear language with links to our stories and candidate bios. It's on our website at kpbs.org/voterguide.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next News Hour, the high stakes and big money invested in the most competitive Senate races in the nation. That's Thursday on the PBS News Hour.
Blue Shield customers will get a refund before the end of December. The insurance company says it'll refund $50 million over the next 2 months. Last year, Blue Shield promised refunds after taking some heat for raising premiums. Consumer advocates say the refunds will amount to about $25 a customer. California's Sustained Energy Center is about to hit the road to teach the state's residents about saving energy. The tour is an effort to help residents understand how they can cut their home energy use through things like new windows, more efficient furnaces, and insulation. The featured attraction is a 25-foot-long trailer. This trailer will be the catalyst for engaging people and helping them understand the benefits of upgrading their home's energy efficiency. The Center for Sustainable Energy's Andrea Cook says it's just a small part of the statewide effort to reduce the amount of energy used in California homes. She says many homeowners don't know that they can get financial help.
The Public Utilities Commission is committed over the next 10 years to do these rebates for people, and we're trying to get 1 million homes retrofitted in the next 10 years.
And so the story of energy conservation is a little bit easier to tell when you can take the story out on the road and you can talk about people.
It helps when we hear from other people who have done something. How did it work out for them, and what was good about it, and what was a challenge about it? I mean, these are all new things that we're trying to do in our culture.
Siobhan Foley says saving money on energy bills isn't always the major driving force for an upgrade. Sometimes it's about making a home more comfortable. The center is taking the trailer around the state in the next month in an effort to help raise awareness. We've got one more cloudy and cool day ahead. Then the weather is expected to start warming up again. Here's a look at the forecast. The Chargers are facing the Kansas City Chiefs in Thursday night football tonight. The Chargers 3-4 on the season so far. The Chiefs only won one game against 6 losses. It is halftime. The Chargers are leading the Chiefs 10-3. Colorful and commemorative altars were peppered throughout Old Town to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. It's a national holiday in Mexico, honoring the lives of lost loved ones. Now, the Save Our Heritage Foundation organized the local event. The Dia de los Muertos celebration will continue tomorrow in Old Town. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us and have a great evening.